Christine wondered if there was more than just the kiss.
Oh, no.
No.
No. No. Little church kisses.
Okay.
Something you can do in front of your pastor.
The wind blew softly through Coyote Pass, disturbing old blueprints and rusty stakes, tenuous ghosts of a dream that once represented family, hope, and unity. It whistled over the dry land like a sigh, disturbing memories buried beneath a thickness of time and betrayal. Overhead, the great Arizona sky brooded, once promising, now casting shadow on a dream, shattered by secrecy and disillusion. Cody Brown stood alone on the cracked earth, his boots sinking slightly into the dust. That sinking feeling? It wasn't just physical, it was symbolic. Once this ground was meant to hold their future, now it held only silence. He had envisioned grandly, a main community home surrounded by separate houses, one for each wife. It was going to be a legacy, a shared haven, a lifelong dream. But like the desert wind, that dream had blown away. Then Robyn appeared, falling into step behind him. Her arms were clasped tightly across her chest, the weight of the moment bearing down between them. Her gaze swept over the vacant land. "Do you still believe in it?" she said, her voice shaking, not with cold, but with the truth it required. And thus we are brought back to the center of it. What is it like when faith and betrayal collide, when trust in a dream disintegrates beneath your feet? Cody did not respond immediately. He breathed in deeply, filling his lungs with the desert air, then exhaled slowly. And then, as if confronting his own denial, he faced her. "Believe in what?" he demanded. "Polygamy? Any of it?" He waved toward the barren land, a cemetery of what had been hope. His eyes never left the horizon. "I believed. I sacrificed everything on the faith of that belief, for you, but see this place? It reduced everything to nothing." Robyn's eyes welled up with tears. "I didn't want to be last. That was never part of the plan." Her voice was strained with emotion. "But Cody," he spun, bitterness seeping in. "Then why did it seem like the minute you arrived, nobody else mattered anymore?" They weren't prepared for this reality. Not yet. Only 5 years prior, this same dusty portion of ground had hummed with anticipation. Napkin sketches, porch morning giggles, visions of grandbabies running barefoot. Every wife had selected their piece of ground in anticipation. Janelle, being the optimist, even lived in an RV to be near the vision. But gradually, as Cody's focus shifted toward Robyn, fissures appeared. Christine began to float emotionally, grasping onto traditions that no longer benefited her. Meri clung to the past, attempting to believe in a reality of Cody that did not exist anymore. And Robyn, well, even as she wished for the dream, part of her knew she was the reason it escaped. When a dream dies, who's to blame? The ones who left, or the one they left behind? And now only Cody and Robyn were left, and even they couldn't decide what to do. Robyn spoke up. "We could still develop here. We still have the entire parcel on this side. It's not too late." But Cody chuckled, a hard, empty sound. "Develop what? A monument to a family that doesn't exist anymore." Bitterness burned in Robyn's tone. "They gave up on us. They walked away. We held on." "No," Cody snapped. "They saw what I turned into. I stopped loving them. I didn't conceal it. I didn't know how." Robyn's eyes shone. "So this is my fault?" He said nothing. Days later, the two of them were in a clinical law office, fluorescent lights humming overhead. The lawyer delivered facts in flat tones. "If you intend to construct, the property needs to be officially split. Agreement is required from all involved." "Meri and Janelle are still on the deed," Cody said matter-of-factly. "They won't sign. Janelle believes the hillside belongs to her. Meri's been quiet for months." Robyn leaned forward, speaking in a low, icy tone. "Then we buy them out. In secret, or compel a sale." The lawyer scowled. "It might get nasty, even ugly." Robyn hissed. "I'm sick of being the bad guy, but if I must wear that badge to get on with it, so be it." And with that, gloves were off. This was no family anymore. It was a war zone. Cody initiated the email, a digital family meeting. Face-to-face was no longer possible. Trust had been gone for a long time. Janelle showed up first, eyes bright with determination. Meri arrived next, her silence sharper than anything she could have said. And then, shock. Christine called in from Utah. Cody didn't hesitate. "We're building. You've all made it plain this family's done, so we're moving on. Without you. Janelle's face flushed. That land was for all of us. I gave up. I lived there. You never did accept it. Meri was cold. You never planned on building for me. You excluded me years ago. This is not about fairness. It's about what you believe you can get by with. Christine leaned into the camera, voice glacial. You never wanted a large family, Cody. You wanted control, and now you're hiding behind Robyn to maintain it. Cody slammed the laptop shut. Later that evening, he sat on the bed edge, hands in his hair. Robyn came up beside him, journal clutched in her hand, tattered pages and tears. Would you ever remarry? She whispered. No, he replied without lifting his head. I'm through. Her voice was hardly audible. So, are we still plurally married, or just going through the motions? He didn't respond. He didn't have to. Silence was all it took. They hadn't opted for monogamy. They had just ended up here, alone together. Morning broke over Coyote Pass, throwing golden light across the as yet untouched land. The camera pulled back. No houses, no smiles, no togetherness. Only wind and shadow. A tiny flag Janelle once left in the underbrush still waved, her quiet stake in a dream that once existed. Robyn's voice spoke over the imagery. We never built anything here, not homes, not trust, just illusions, and now we have to live with them. For others, Coyote Pass remained sacred. For others, it had evolved into a scar. Back in Flagstaff, Janelle laid out original property deeds across her kitchen counter, her face hard with determination. Her attorney's warning echoed, they can't force your signature. If they try, we go public. Janelle opened her phone, scrolling through unanswered messages from Cody. Her thumb hovered over Meri's contact. She typed, if you're serious about stopping him, let's talk. Just us. In her attorney's office, she sat expressionless, opposite Eleanor, who shuffled through ancient contracts. You and Meri still have legal interests. Robyn assumed Christine's when she departed. Now they wish to split for their dream house. Janelle interrupted her. It's not going down. Eleanor nodded. They've submitted a motion, but if we respond with breach of oral agreement and misrepresentation, we can put all progress in ice. Janelle's eyes burned with conviction. Do it. I'm done being pushed out. Let's go to war. Meanwhile, Christine and Meri sat across from each other in a quiet cafe outside Salt Lake City. The air was stiff. So much had happened, but something still held them together. If not family, then shared history. Final hook. What happens when a family built on faith becomes a legal battle? When love turns into leverage, this isn't about land, it's about legacy. And the battle for Coyote Pass has only just started. The wind had howled through Coyote Pass, rustling through the old stakes and discarded blueprints, phantoms of a dream long past. What had held promise of togetherness now was broken by betrayal, silence, and time. Cody Brown didn't move at the property line, his boots settling in the desert-arid soil. It wasn't land that he stood on. It was the remnants of a vision held by 5 once, now shattered like dust that fills the desert air. The initial plan had been ambitious. 4 houses for 4 wives, around a communal home that represented their togetherness. A forever home. A shared future. But that vision had disintegrated gradually, gusted away by favoritism, bitterness, and irrevocable decisions. Robyn Brown moved alongside him, her arms folded tightly across her chest. Do you still believe in it? She asked in hushed tones, her voice shaking, not with the cold, but the burden of what they'd lost. No, I'm finished, he grumbled. Then what are we? She inquired. A couple, or just pretending now? There was no answer. The room was filled with silence. Sometimes you don't get to choose monogamy. Sometimes you end up in it, by default, by abandonment, by survival. Dawn crept over Coyote Pass in red and gold. A drone flew overhead in empty country. No houses, no dreams, just room. A small flag waved in the underbrush where Janelle used to park her RV. Robyn's voice lingered in the background. We never constructed anything here. Not houses, not trust, just illusions. Now, the emotional scars left behind are also legal. In Flagstaff, Janelle spread deeds and property charts on her countertop. Her lawyer's words echoed in her mind. "They can't make you sign anything." She texted Meri privately, "If you're serious about preventing this, let's get together." They strategized together. Their attorney confirmed it. Robyn had taken in Christine's share, but Janelle and Meri retained large portions. Cody and Robyn now wanted to parcel out the land for their project. Janelle's jaw clenched. "No way, let's go to war." This is more than just a family feud now. It's a court battle, fueled by years of betrayal. Christine and Meri met in a coffee shop outside Salt Lake. Although estranged, they had spent history and fury. Christine wanted to know, "You think Janelle's got a chance?" "If anybody does, she does," Meri said. Robyn never so much as lived there. Meri played a voice memo, Robyn's whispery voice from a past recording. "We just have to wait them out, then it's ours." Just once, Christine tightened her jaw. "That's our smoking gun." Meanwhile, Cody walked back and forth at home, clutching court documents. "She's suing us," he yelled. "Why now?" Robyn sat quietly, her eyes fixed on the screen, watching reruns of old TLC episodes. Her young self smiled back, a woman with hope in her eyes. Today, she hardly recognized that face. TLC ceased production quietly. Sources report producers are focusing the attention away from Cody and Robyn and onto Janelle, Christine and Meri's resurrection. And perhaps that's where the true story starts, not in the downfall, but in the ascension of those who were left behind. On Coyote Pass once again, Janelle stood resolute at sundown. "Yes, I'm alone," she murmured, "but I'm still here, and you don't get to erase me." The camera backed away, exposing a battered but resilient landscape, a battlefield-turned monument. The poisonous cycle between Cody and his ex-wives was exposed in Sister Wives, Season 19. Most fans are pointing fingers at Robyn, but Cody's favoritism and emotional distance were just as guilty. Christine, once the emotional support, was pushed into invisibility. She now heals and finds new love with David Woolley and the strength to show just how broken it all was. She laid bare the time she realized her marriage was over, the day Cody wed Robyn. He took her kids in but provided no closure for Christine. Their intimacy gone, their love hollow. Christine finally walked away, taking back her life, her voice, and her freedom. Janelle, too, took Cody's disregard, but no more. Now she stands up. And Meri? She's finally speaking out after being pushed to the sidelines for so long. No longer wives, no longer quiet. Now they speak. Now they stand up. Now they fight. Leave your comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to Reality Recap for more incendiary news like this. Thanks for watching.